the kind you wear it tight. Button up from 9 to 5. I tried that life but said goodbye. I'm not always polite, but I get the job done. Who says the world can never be fun? I'm simply unprofessional. Simply unprofessional. Yeah. Yeah. I'm unprofessional.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Unprofessional. I'm your host, Webby. Joining me tonight, we got Devin.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? It's me. It's Devin. We're back. We're doing it.
And we finally, everybody, got surprise special guest, Guy Fieri himself, Donnie. Donnie, how you doing?
I still don't get the reference,
Listen,
but we're doing it. We're back.
we're going. We're doing it live.
Yep.
So, Devin,
Yeah.
this week, this was your recommendation that we talk about this. So I will say this at the top of the episode, because normally we don't. Normally I start talking about it, then I'm like, oh yeah, spoiler alert, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, spoiler alert. We are going to be talking about this current season of Game of Thrones.
This half of the season so far.
The half, yeah, what's been played so far. So if you are not caught up, please do so. We will not be talking about any potential spoilers or leaks or anything that some of us have read, apparently. But like we usually do when we talk Game of Thrones or any of these other types of shows where there's still more to watch, we may dabble into what we think might happen, like our own personal opinions. That being said, Devin, and this being your suggestion and me not feeling great as per the usual, I will let you commence talking about the Game of Thrones. And I will chime in when I have stuff to say.
Actually, why don't we start? I think we should probably just start with, I guess, starting expectations for this season. So, like, anything where we left off, because it was what, like a year and a half gap between last season and this season?
Yeah, pretty much. It was longer than normal, that's for sure.
It was pretty long. So, just kind of going into this season, I'm curious to know what your expectations kind of were.
Me personally, I didn't really have any because I knew that this was going to be a shorter season. I did think that the episodes were going to be longer. I thought I heard that somewhere, but they're pretty much the same length, maybe a little longer.
The battle one was longer. I think that was an hour and a half. That
Yeah.
one was a little bit longer. It was like an hour and a half with the after show. So it was like an hour and like 10 minutes, which is different than like the 45 minutes.
Right. But I mean, other than that, I didn't really have any.
So like going into it, you weren't like worried that because of it was short, they were gonna, it was a chance they were gonna mess something up, or they were gonna like, it's short season, so they're gonna have to rush through stuff. Like you felt pretty confident they would handle it.
Well, I mean, I did fear that they were gonna probably rush a few things.
Rightfully so.
And I mean, the books are super in depth, and I mean, even in prior seasons where, you do have a full season, I still feel like they rushed through some certain things. So you're going to get that regardless. I was shocked that the Battle of Winterfell happened as fast as it did. I mean, I kind of understand it because you're coming back after that year and a half gap of being off of Game of Thrones, and you really want to sink those hooks into your viewers, and what better way than to start right off with the juiciest part of probably the season, at least what I'm guessing is going to be the juiciest part of the season. So
Okay, how about you, Donnie? What do you think?
Well, I think that it does feel a little rushed, but I have my criticisms. Let's just say that I have my criticisms, but I think Donnie,
This is a safe place. I want to let you know that.
Safe place? Well,
This is a safe place, and this is the place to talk about any type of criticisms that you may have.
Yep,
Right.
because there's only one person who will ever comment on anything in any of these episodes, and that's Kurt.
That's Kurt.
And nobody cares.
I care, Kurt.
I love you, Kurt. And nobody wants to email us anyway. Maybe this would be the episode we finally get an email. Maybe Donnie is what we needed to get emails with.
I mean,
Maybe.
Donnie could be the guy. Who knows?
Well,
Let's find
maybe
out.
it'll probably be hate mail after what I have to say, but we'll
That's
see.
fine.
I've
Go
told
for
them.
it.
I've told them over the season.
I don't know, man. I've said some pretty offensive shit.
I said over the last 100 and so episodes that I welcome hate mail because it's still mail. It's still email.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've said some pretty offensive shit on this show. I think. I'm pretty sure I have.
Devin is the most racist person on SU.
You're not wrong. I am.
Well, I still love you, Devin.
Oh no, I raise it against black people. It's fine.
Oh, well, that's just weird.
Yes and no. Yes and no. We can get into that later, though. It's
All
not
right.
what this episode's on.
I'm racist against stupid people.
I mean, I think we can all agree on that. Like, that is top of my list. Like, is stupid people.
Well, I think what I've been doing is I start with a disclaimer. I think what I'm going to do is start and finish with the same disclaimer, just to remind people after what I have to say.
Donnie's like, I fucking hate the show. I could have did
No.
it better.
First and foremost, it was probably my favorite episode of any show I've ever watched, that third episode.
Okay, now, with that being said, are most of the criticisms that you're about to talk about or that you'd like to talk about regarding that particular episode, the battle episode?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost everyone, actually, really.
Well, then leading up to that, I'd like to say, first episode, pretty decent. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
Second episode, I found kind of boring. I understood why, because it was kind of the build up. It was the lead up. It was making sure everybody got there who was going to be part of the fight and the growing anticipation of the fight and, dropping some fucking info.
Wasn't that where a lot of the reunions were, too?
Yeah.
There were small reunions like Arya and Gendry.
Yep.
Oh, I enjoyed that. I mean,
I feel like it was kind of a slower episode. Like, you got to have those.
Yeah, I will say this though, involving that first episode, because that was kind of like the gathering of the Avengers, if you will, episode. But my only complaint about that episode would be knowing that they were on very limited time. I felt like they really stretched that out, probably for too long, knowing that they only had so much time to tell.
Yeah.
I
just don't see how that. It's 6 episodes, right?
Yeah, we're halfway done. I mean,
I just don't see how you can wrap all that up in that many episodes.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be a thing. Like, honestly, I thought they were going to be movie-length episodes. Like, honestly, that's what I thought. I thought they were going to be 2-hour
episodes, and it still wouldn't be enough time.
Well, I mean, if you had 2 hours per episode, like a solid 2 hours per episode, that's 12 hours. That's the 4
So
hours.
what do you think the finale is going to be? Do you think that they're going to have the next big battle in the finale, or that force have a whole episode to show?
I think there's going to be. I think it's going to start with, because they're from the third episode they're already kind of marching there, right?
Yeah.
They're in progress of moving that way. So we kind of know that. We know.
Wait, hold on. Am I miscounting here?
We're on.
There may have been 4 episodes. Am I tripping?
We just watched the 4th, didn't we?
Yeah, we just
there's
watched
4
the 4th.
episodes. So
we
it's a little
find out
past
in the-
half. There we go.
we find out in the 4th episode.
The 4th episode that they're moving that way. There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm tripping.
Okay.
They find out in the
And
fourth
then
episode
5th
that
the
they're moving
battle,
that way.
and then 6th they're probably going to show the aftermath.
What I'm thinking is going to be 5th and part of 6 is going to be the battle. Is what I'm thinking. 5th and part of 6 is going to be the battle, and then there's going to be like that 35-40 minute wrap up nugget is what I'm thinking.
See, okay, so here's I guess this is gonna get into theories, or it's essentially what I think's going to happen. Is we got 2 more episodes left, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
5th and 6th. So the 5th episode, I feel is going to begin the start of the war. It's going to be essentially, Danny's just going to go off the rocker and she's just going to fucking start burning shit. John's going to finally show up there. He's going to be the one who kind of either him or Tyrion, somebody's going to talk some sense into her and let her know that this is not how, this is not how she should win the war, blah, blah, blah. Either way that happens, I think the 5th episode's going to end essentially with Cersei pretty much being backed in a corner, losing, but then somehow opting for trial by combat. And then the 6th episode, we're going to get the Mountain and the Hound fighting. That's really what I hope, anyway.
I mean, that would be nice. My only question would be this: why would she pick the Hound of everybody there?
Maybe John does.
Well, we will see that fight. Like, there's no doubt.
Yeah, either way, I don't know how they're going to do it now, but I better see
that fight. Needs to happen. Although, I honestly, if you really want the truth, I think that fight's going to be really one-sided.
Yeah, I think he's going to get his ass kicked.
Like, brutally. Like, it's going to start off, looking, all good, and then he's going to hit him, shatter the sword, and then he's just going to brutalize the shit out of him for the next however long.
There's not a whole lot of people I would say can beat the Hound in combat. That's one of them. In his current state.
I mean, see, this is the thing about the Hound, though. I don't know about him. He's I know in the books he's good, but in the show, he freezes up a lot.
That's the thing. I think the Hound's gonna whoop the Mountain's ass.
I don't think.
I want him to.
I want him to, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
I really think he's going to. I think if anyone knows the Mountain, it's the Hound, and he knows not to underestimate him. He knows.
I just think that they haven't been building the Hound up for that. That's the only problem.
Well, you know what my guess is?
What?
For the show, not the books, Cersei's going to win.
That's honestly, you know what? Going back to 3, I was laughing. I was like, you know what? They're going to fucking pull the wool over all our eyes. They're going to have the Night King fucking win. It's going to be Night King versus Cersei, and we're going to be rooting for the fucking Night King. He's going to be the real hero of this story because everybody wants fucking Cersei to die. Well, that's what I honestly was thinking. I'd be like, you know what? I for a minute there, I was upset, and I was like, no, actually, I'd be okay with that.
Well, my what we were getting into is my opinion of things that are happening.
Yeah, let's dive back into your criticisms of episode 3, which was the battle episode.
Yeah. You want me to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Open it up, man.
Air your grievances, and I think you've already given the caveat that you enjoyed the episode.
Honestly, I enjoyed Endgame. I thought it was an amazing movie, and I'm with Austin. I think that episode was better than Endgame. A lot of people might disagree with that, but I do. But I think my biggest gripe, personally, as somebody that read all the books and all that, is I don't think... Okay, I'm not satisfied with that end to the Night King story. If that is the end, it may get explained later, but if that's it, I'm not satisfied with it.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, Night King wasn't in the books, right?
He was mentioned several times, but I don't think he was,
But I mean, it at least up to this point, has it ever really been a conflict with him? The whole war with him, has that actually happened specifically?
No,
I didn't think so.
The show was almost like an entire book ahead of the...
Yeah, so they made him more of a thing than he is in the book, at least right now.
I think eventually he'll be a thing, but I don't think it's going to end any...
Right.
That ended.
I mean, because I feel like they built the Night King up for something huge in the show, and then kind of just realized that they were kind of ran its course, so they had to get him off the board because they already had made him a big deal. And that's kind of where the ending you got was. You know what I mean? They built him up to be this huge thing, and then it was what it was. Because probably the biggest frustrating part about that fight for me, though, and actually every fight that he's been in, Jon hasn't had his fight. I need Jon to have a fight.
See, and I also have a gripe with that because I feel like Arya's had her several moments to... And I love her as a character. She's one of my favorite. Her and Jon are my 2 favorite to read.
Exactly. No. 100% I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I feel like that should have been Jon's kill.
If you believe the prophecies, and he's the one.
I feel like that should have been Jon's kill. That should have been I have no problem again. I have no problem with Arya doing it. I just feel like John really hasn't had a moment in the show where he's like, you know what I mean, where he gets to like stand triumphantly.
Oh yes, he does.
Battle of Winterfell.
No, he fucked Ygritte. All right. The hottest of all the wildlings.
He's also dating her. He also married her in real life. I mean, but yeah.
Then he wins on both fronts.
He wins real life.
Okay, yeah, but I mean,
he won the game of real life.
He won the game of real life, and that's fine. But more like in the game, which it's so weird. Like the girl that plays Ygritte in real life is so different. Rose Leslie, she's so weird and like not weird, but different in real life. Like she's so proper.
Really?
She's super British. She's so proper. Like whereas like it's weird. Like she showed up at for doing like right after she died. I guess spoiler for like 5 seasons ago. If that spoils something for you, what are you doing?
You're listening to the wrong thing right now.
What are you doing here right now? Leave. Be gone.
Go watch the episodes and come back.
See, I purposely just did not watch that particular episode, and I just feel like she's on vacation somewhere.
Yeah, but her
they gave her a proper send off. Like it hit emotionally. It hit everybody that watched and read. Like,
yeah, absolutely. But she 100%. She's like super proper. Like she's more similar to her Downton Abbey character in real life than she is Ygritte, which is really funny.
I think the hottest character on that entire show just recently died. We can talk about that when we get to it.
I'm trying to think of...
Me too.
The most recent main character death.
Jorah Mormont?
No.
I mean,
no.
Hold
the
on.
dragon?
Well, the dragon's pretty hot, literally, but...
Oh, okay, yeah, no, I know who you're talking
about. You talking about the majorly her?
He's talking about Missandei.
Yeah.
Who?
Missandei.
Yeah. Missandei's pretty bad.
I think she's the hottest girl on the show. Like,
Missandei's pretty bad.
I don't know what it is about her, but I just think she's she's hot too, though.
She really is. Yeah, so different than her.
So as a reader, I gave you my biggest criticism. Now, as a fan of the show, do you want to know what might be even bigger criticism?
Sure.
Go for it.
Yep.
The fact that they literally, after that show, the writers said that they had Arya do that because
Because what?
What?
Because nobody expected her to do it. Nobody expected that to happen. That's why they said they did it.
Well, I mean, I don't really agree with that. That shouldn't be a reason why to do things.
Everybody's like, well, that's the perfect end to her build-up, but I don't think
that's the end of her build-up.
I don't think he belonged in her story. I think that was the obvious counter to Bran. Bran should have had some kind of mental fight with him. But if not that, Jon should have did.
Man, Bran's special. Like, I understand Bran is. I understand Bran is important, but at the same time,
he's supposed to be.
I hate Bran as a character.
As a character, yes. In the books, they build him up like he.
Yeah, I get he's supposed to be important. Like I get that, but I hate him as a character in the show.
He's supposed to be the invisible hand in it all. See him even remotely look.
See,
right? Yeah, he's supposed to be this whole thing, but it's like because they interwove him and brought in the Night King, it just makes him seem like important, but also useless.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly expected that whole war to be him and the Night King. I was very disappointed at how it all actually went down. And I'm not even really a Bran fan. I just feel like that's just how I felt it should have went.
See, I'm in agreement. I think Jon should have been the one who killed the Night King to give him his big, hoorah.
And also confirm that he's the prince that's promised.
Right. Because one of the things, unless they drastically change how this is going to work, I don't feel like Arya's story is over yet because she still has one more name on her list.
Yeah, I feel like her kill should have been Cersei.
Yeah,
like,
I feel like she should be the one who kills Cersei.
Yeah.
And then the Night King should have been Jon. He would have been proven.
But
or him and Arya. I
But
mean,
see, now
both
the
of them.
showrunners are going to sit there, or the writers, they're going to be like, oh, well, no one expected Arya to kill the Night King, so we had her kill the Night King. No one's going to think we'd have her kill Cersei, too, so then she's going to kill Cersei.
This is why I said Cersei wins, because nobody expects Cersei to win.
Fair.
And then everybody fucking rage quits the show after the last episode.
They can rage quit.
And they're like, well, we made y'all put all these years in.
Honestly, if you really want my opinion, and kind of how this season is really good. I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna Dexter this season.
Like,
now, what do you mean by that? Because I liked Dexter.
I love Dexter, but the ending of Dexter was not nearly as good as the rest of Dexter.
Like Lost?
Yes, I feel like that's what they're gonna. That's what I feel like is going to happen in this show, and I mean,
what's wrong with Dexter becoming a Canadian lumberjack?
Well, spoiler alert. We already said that, right?
Everything is wrong with that.
We spoiled Game of Thrones. I guess we
now
just
we're spoiling
Dexter. Spoiler Dexter.
We spoiled Game of Thrones.
Listen,
we're spoiling
Dexter ended years ago. All right.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to spoil Nip Tuck.
Never seen it.
I think I tried to start watching that.
You should watch Nip Tuck, Webby.
I've never seen Nip Tuck. I've never seen Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey is you don't have to watch Downton
Abbey. New season of Lucifer just started on Netflix. I saw.
Hey, I need to catch up on Lucifer. Like I dropped for a little bit. I still want another Lucifer show. Like I still want a Lucifer show that's like the comic book Lucifer. I still want that. I still do. I really do. Said. We're off topic. We always are, though. It's that shoot.
Yeah.
I think we've all talked about this already, but another thing that I got super into it when John saw Sam about to die, and I think we have talked about it. And I said I was
Me and you did, I think.
Yeah, he was about to make the hard decision. Like he was gonna go kill the Night King instead of trying to save Sam, and then he got pinned down. So his potential sacrifice of Sam was just completely nada.
Which we find out Sam didn't die, which I'm upset about. Like,
which I mean, he didn't really have to die. It was just more.
Right, no, I'm just saying though. Like, there was no point in that scene though. Like,
that was the point of that scene was showing that John is making this incredibly tough decision.
But the tough decision had no consequence. Like it was a tough decision out of in the moment, but it had no consequence to it. So that's kind of what it is. Like it would have been. I think it would have hit harder. It would have been more like it would have been more frustrating for people watching it, but like also kind of like endearing and like it would have drawn you in more because it would have been like not only did he give up his friend to go fight the Night King, he still didn't even get that kill. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like and he would have lost Sam. Like that would have been more impactful. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I'm not super upset.
I mean, he got pinned down by the dragon. Where was his? Is another thing like. They conveniently wrote out the dragons at certain points for the cinematic.
They also kind of conveniently wrote out the fact that he shouldn't be able to get burned by the dragon, so it shouldn't be a threat to him.
Now here's a question: are all Targaryens immune?
I believe they are,
because I'm pretty sure Varys wasn't. Not Varys. What was her brother's name?
Rhaegar.
No, the other brother, the crazy one that got the crown.
Oh, Aerys, Aerys, whatever his name is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he...
Or Viserys? Which one is I forget.
The shit brother, that's all I know, he's the shit.
It might have been Viserys.
The Mad King? No, the Mad King?
Remember it was the one who fucking whored her
very
out
beginning.
to the fucking Dothraki?
Oh, yeah.
Really,
No, that was the shitty one. That was a shitty one. That was Viserys, I think. Viserys,
I don't remember.
Yeah.
No one remembers his name because he's unimportant, but...
He's unimportant.
Keep in mind,
he got his fucking crown.
We don't know that he wasn't immune to fire.
Because he got gold dumped
because he got gilded in gold. So
he got molten gold poured in his head. So that's a little different.
Is it heat or fire they're immune to?
It's fire. It's fire. Like I mean, my understanding would be fire. Like
gotcha.
You took a molten.
I also don't think in the books that she's going to show any signs of being mad whatsoever.
So I mean, because it seemed like when they were having that dragon fight, it seemed like when the Night King was fighting them on the dragon, he was hitting them with fire and nothing was happening. And then you have to also ask the question of, is the Night King a Targaryen? Because he wasn't affected by fire.
See, now I think
I thought
I've
that
heard
was
a
just
couple
due
people
to.
say that now.
I thought
I mean,
that was just due
that
to
could
how
just be-
intensely cold his aura is,
Yeah.
or some shit.
That's
Cold
what I
or
was
just how
thinking.
badass he was, but then you have to ask that question because it's like nothing else has been stated in the show to be that way. Like,
I
is
think
he-
he's a Stark.
Yeah,
be
see,
a
I
Targaryen?
think he's based off of what I've read in the books and stuff. I personally think he's a Stark.
It's possible. It's possible. But I mean, you just have to, it could go either way because we don't really know, like, if him being that cold is that what's doing it or what. I'm just saying it could go either way. But yeah, I mean, if that's the case, like, I know it wasn't a tested thing, so like, obviously, testing being immune to fire against a dragon is probably not the most optimal circumstances.
Fuck no. I also still
like
think
playing
Bonfire-
D&D. It's like, all right, DM's like, all right, guys. A red dragon's breathing fire down on you, but don't worry, you have a 30% chance of being immune to fire. What do you want to do?
Yeah,
I also think
I
they would get burned by wildfire. I don't think they'd be immune to that.
yeah, because that's a different type of fire.
Yeah. It's like an alchemical kind of shit.
You know what? I'm not immune
I
to.
like to-
Stannis' fleet.
I like to think.
Get you fucked up.
I like to think that the Night King didn't know he was immune to fire
Until that moment.
until that
And that's why
moment.
he just had that smile. If he had
Like-
He's like, let's see if this
I like
works.
it.
You didn't like we didn't get to see it, but when the dragon breathed fire down, he just like cringed and he curled up, and then mid fire he just opened up an eye and he's like, oh, "All right, this ain't so bad."
That's funny.
I like it.
It's the
I
one
like
time the Night King actually has lines, but we just can't hear it over the roaring flame. He's just sitting there
See,
going.
I thought he was
"Shit,
gonna have
shit,
dialogue with
shit,
Bran.
shit."
I really thought he was gonna have dialogue with Bran.
Me too. I
Like,
thought
Yeah,
he was
I
gonna
know.
say something.
I thought he was gonna walk up and be like, you know,
But if he
Cocky
talks,
and
we
shit.
find out that he's really Arya from the future.
I thought it would have been cool, like if they had the
Your
Arya
flex-
moment where he caught her by like the throat and the hand or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and he just looked at her and was like, "Not today."
Oh.
The
I would have
callback.
laughed so like, oh man, I would have laughed so hard of like there needs to be a YouTube because there's a YouTube show called How It Should Have Ended. There needs to be a How It Should Have Ended for that fight, and literally it's a slow motion dagger drop, and she just fucking fumbles it, and it's like, oh well, all right. Like you're watching the dagger in slow motion, she goes to catch it, just falls through her fingers. She's just like, no. Well, there you go.
Well, you saw that cartoon. You saw the cartoon that somebody drew where it was the Night King
No.
essentially telling his lieutenants, he's like, "So I'm gonna go over here and talk to this kid in the wheelchair for a moment. You guys got my back, right?" And then it cuts to all of his lieutenants just like staring down at the ground, saying, "Oh yeah, we got you. Don't worry about it."
You got you, man. Don't worry about it. We're good.
Are we doing theories
I mean,
on here?
That is kind of funny.
Yeah,
Go for it.
we're,
Yes, sir.
we're talking about theories. Yeah.
This is open air. Open air. It's whatever you want to talk about.
Well,
Anything.
In that moment when he caught her by the neck, I fully expected Bran to work into Theon's body and stab him.
Yeah.
Because my theory
would've
is
been
that
better.
he's a Stark
That
and he's
would've-
working into the corpses.
That would have been a better thing. That would have actually been better. Like if that was the okay. So if that happened, like if he learned to do that in that moment to like protect his sister, and instead of her
Mhm.
dropping the dagger and her catching it, that would have been more surprising than fucking her doing it. Like
Yeah.
she throws the dagger at Bran, he catches it using Theon's body, and then fucking just stabs him.
Yeah.
That would have been better.
Well, I mean, I thought he was going to use his pike because I'm pretty sure he had dragon glass. I think, but I honestly
he
thought that
did,
was
but
when
he
Bran had his
charged. He
epiphany.
charged and it got broken in half, and then I don't know where
He got
went
stabbed
after
with it. That's what
that.
killed
He
him.
got stabbed with it, and then
Yeah.
I think he pulled it out. I think he pulled it out after he stabbed him with it. I don't
he
think
might have. Everybody knows you don't pull the blade out. You bleed out when you. Come on, Theon.
Dumbass.
You've been cut up enough to know.
Yeah, I was gonna say he should know that. He's been tortured.
But yeah, I thought that would have been perfect for that. Is that Bran's like, holy fuck, he's been warging this whole.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, and I mean, as a book reader, I would have liked to see Arya warg into something at least just once, but she never did that in the show.
But seen her what? Warg.
Warg into
The
anything.
book. The book strongly insinuates that she's capable.
Oh well, yeah. There was that whole scene where she wargs into the cat.
She's what?
Oh my god, am I breaking up, Donnie? I'm gonna
Yeah.
smack you.
It's at the worst moments too. I'm sorry.
Fucking Guy Fieri over here, Devin. I don't even know where Devin went now. He got really quiet all of a sudden.
He's muted.
Yeah, he is muted. No, I was saying in the books, there's that scene where she's blind, and during her training, the guy keeps like slapping her,
Mm-hmm.
So she wargs into the cat up in the rafters and can
Oh,
see
shit.
down, and then she whoops the guy's ass.
I must have missed that when I read it or something. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. And then all of her wolf dreams.
Yeah, the wolf dreams is what I was thinking about.
Yeah, they cut all the working abilities out of the show, which is dumb.
Well, except for Bran.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like,
he wargs into crows and Hodor.
Right, but I meant like one time. Like they only made Bran. I see. There's only there's only a few known works. Yeah, I think Bran's the only one out of them, all of them. Yeah. Yeah, Bran's the only one that I think on the show can do it.
Well, I think my theory, or like early on in the books, was that they're all capable to some extent. If like it might be negligible, but that's kind of why they have their bonds with their wolves.
Now, going back a moment about what we've talked about previously, do you guys think Jon Snow's immune to fire because he's a Targaryen? Because he's only half Targaryen. Whereas the other Targaryens in the bloodline are fully Targaryen because they incest.
Yeah, they do. It specifically says they do that to the magic.
Well,
in their
I mean,
blood.
that's probably why most of them go mad. That sweet incest blood.
True.
I mean, yeah, we saw what happened with Joffrey, which
Shout
was
out to you,
incest
Alabama.
blood, you know.
Alabama.
But I don't know. I don't necessarily think that Jon would be immune to fire. Thinking on it.
No, I don't think so either.
The thing is they during that dragon fight, it looks like both of them were getting hit with the dragon's fire.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Both of them were getting hit.
I think it was just them. I think it was just it shooting past. I think it was just them. It was just the dragon breath shooting past them really close. Because also, I don't think that blue dragon breath is fire.
Yeah, I've been wondering that myself.
I think it's like frost and ice.
Can we just talk about the scene where the dragon's flying full speed up and shooting fire out and it's absolutely not flowing backwards at all? It's all going forward the entire time he's flying.
It's magic.
Can we talk about Starbucks?
I hated it. I mean, I love that whole scene, but when I watched that, I was just sitting.
Can we talk about Starbucks?
What about Starbucks?
The Starbucks
cup that was sitting on the
cup.
Oh.
Hey man, people need their coffee.
I don't think it's as big a deal as everybody's making it.
It's really not at all. Not at all. People are like, oh, I didn't
notice it during the show, so I don't give a fuck.
I think they went back and fixed it.
Maybe they did.
Not for the show.
No. I think they went back and like every re-air, they what you call it?
The thing is that the show is so dark. The show is so dark that like I went back and I looked at it and I paused on the scene where it shows it, and as dark as that show airs, you can't tell. Yeah, you can tell that the lid's kind of fucked up and doesn't look like a typical cup like all the other Steins and stuff. But
yeah, like unless you're zooming it in, like oh my god, that's a like who is the fucker sitting at home with no life at the TV? Like wait a minute, that's a Starbucks
well,
cup.
the thing is it's also these people who are turning up their gamma on their TVs so they can see every little detail. Which all right, that's fine, but this show is meant to be seen. It's supposed to be dark. It's supposed to be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. So like Adobe After Effects went back in, and somebody took Adobe themselves using After Effects went back in and actually digitally removed the cup.
Huh.
So I'm assuming probably on the actual fucking. I'm assuming on the actual like DVD they're gonna remove it out.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I got a video there. You can click on it. It's like a 2-second GIF. You can see where they like did it, where they digitally edited out.
No, I think they just digitally put the seeing trees or whatever over the logo or something.
No, if you look at it, it's actually gone. Like if you look at that cup,
No,
it's
I'm
gone.
just teasing.
Like they just should have edited that cup out.
Winterfell has Starbucks, bro. Just get with the times, bro.
I mean, I'm down with that. I think they should.
They live in the north. They need some coffee.
John says fuck it and just opens up a Starbucks. He just says fuck the throne. I don't care.
They
He opens
need
up a
their
Starbucks chain.
job.
He opens up a Starbucks chain and becomes rich. He's just like, I'm richer than you. And then he using that sweet Starbucks money, hires the Golden Company from Cersei, and that's how they win the war. That's my new Game of Thrones theory.
See, I've always been a really big fan of the Golden Company, like from the books. And
I hope they do them right,
stories.
though. I hope they do them right in the show, which with only two episodes, I don't think they are.
They're supposed to be somewhat honorable. Like, they don't break contracts, so that's why it sucks that Cersei's hired them, because they won't switch sides if they stay true.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see... I'm curious to see how they handle it in the show. I honestly don't think they're going to handle them correctly because they only have 2 episodes left.
You know they're supposed to be led by Blackfire?
Seriously? Wow.
Yeah, their leader is supposed to be a bastard line of Targaryens.
Dope.
And that's another rumor that I really wished was true, is that everybody thought Tyrion was a Blackfire. And that he was going to ride one of the dragons, which clearly is not going to happen.
No. No, the dragons have dwindled down.
That
hit me, dude. When that happened, I was not ready.
No.
I love that meme. I love that meme from Game of Thrones. They're like, they went back to like the previous episodes, and it's like posted like, oh yeah, only one dragon has been taken down. It was George R. R. Martin. He said only one, like in the book, he's like only one dragon has been taken down in the history, like by a land weapon in the history of time, whatever. It was a 1 in a million shot, right? And then it was like
After
also Game of Thrones. No, it was like I think they quoted that from the book. He put it in the book.
Oh, okay.
And they were talking about I think the old dragon down in the cellar, or down in the wherever the fuck it is in what do you call it?
Didn't they say his bones were way too thick for anything like that to hurt him?
It was like a 1 in a million shot. I think it was like right between the eyes, like the soft spot, like right.
Oh, okay.
It was like a 1 in a million shot.
And then they cut to the scene where it just gets fucking riddled with fucking.
And then they just cut to the scene of like somebody else doing it. They're like also Game of Thrones. And it's like 5 arrows just getting riddled in. I'm like, well, that's not 1 in a million anymore.
Right.
Like, god damn it. Like Game of Thrones. This is a 1 in a million shot. Also Game of Thrones.
2 in a million.
It was like 5. He got hit with like 5 arrows.
That thing got pelted with those fucking.
And it wasn't even like named characters. It was Euron and like 4 random fuck scrubs.
Well, Euron is a combination of 2 somewhat main characters.
I said it was Euron and like 4 other fuck scrubs just chilling in the back. Fire!
What? I don't remember. It's been a while since I read it. Who is Euron's? I can't remember his name.
Who is Euron's what?
Euron in the show, his storyline is combining 2. His character, Euron, and there's another one. 2 Greyjoy characters. There's another main Greyjoy character that's not in the show.
I don't remember.
Because there's the one that's the priest, and then there's the one that's the warrior.
Right.
Like pirate warrior, dude. And they kind of combined them both a little.
Yeah, but the priest, if I remember correctly in the books, the priest is actually a decent guy.
It's been a long time. I don't really remember. He was not nearly one of my favorites.
Oh yeah, I mean, at the time that I read the books, I really didn't care for the Greyjoy like people at all. Like I didn't care for those chapters, but
yeah,
nobody likes the Greyjoys.
I think that like
I want to see someone summon a fucking. We have dragons. Let's see them fucking summon a kraken. That's their house sigil.
That would be savage.
That's how we lose the last dragon. Fucking Kraken just jumps out of the water, just like fucking free willies that shit.
Cersei looks. It's like, you didn't tell me you had a Kraken. It's like, what? It's on our fucking banner.
I didn't think I had to. Like,
we kind of waved around to show everybody that we got one.
Is this banner a joke to you?
Man,
fucking.
I was holding out hope that we'd find that dragon like something, and then I went back and watched him get shot in the neck. And that pretty much dashed all my hopes.
Like, well, and then like sink under the water. Like, yep, he's gone.
Yeah.
He comes back as a kraken, a dragon kraken. I don't know how that would look, but fuck it, we're going with it.
Dragon kraken.
That's our new boss fight in D&D.
So, Devin, what do you think is going to happen in the next 2 episodes? Like, how do you think it's going to break down?
I think it's going to be. Honestly, I don't know. It's like it's hard. Like I change my opinion. The more I think about it, I change my opinion on it either way. Like it's like some days I'm like I think it's going to play out like most people think it's going to play out. You know, big epic triumphant battle, and then you have the victors. Like Game of Thrones basically does the surprises us by doing the cliche, if that makes sense, because they usually try to go the other way.
Right.
But then another part of me, honestly, I think they're gonna just like the battle almost happen. They're just it's something else is going to happen that's going to like completely turn the tide like very quickly. And I don't know what the fuck. That was weird. My door just opened by itself and my window just caved. Like,
All right.
and that was weird. But yeah, like it's weird. Like I don't know. Like I'm back and forth. Like Game of Thrones is keeping me on my toes to some degree, but I mean, kind of what I'm thinking is probably gonna. I'm leaning more toward the side of it's gonna just be like kind of at this point, kind of like the cliched story. But cliche for doing cliche for the sake of like surprise because they usually go the other way.
So, 2 quick questions.
Yes.
First, and this is for both of you. First question. If the Mountain does fight the Hound at some point, do you think Arya will be involved? Because
No.
right now she is traveling with the Hound, presumably to King's Landing.
No, I don't think she will be involved. I think if anything, he would wave her off and be like, "I got this." And adding up to that, I think even though I think the Mountain will beat the Hound 10 out of 10 times, I think the Hound will beat the Mountain, but be mortally wounded in the process.
I can get with that. Yeah.
And see, I'm... Yeah, all right.
I mean, I want to see the Hound kill the Mountain.
I want it to be a triumphant victory. I just don't see that happening. Like with the way they've been building up the Hound, or the Mountain, I just don't see that happen.
Well, I mean, yeah, all right. I kind of want to see the Hound just smack down the Mountain like a little bitch.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, the Mountain did kill one of my favorite characters.
Yeah. He was one of mine as well. I'm pretty sure.
The Viper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy does not look the same in like IRL, by the way.
No, he looked pretty cool in that episode or that.
Pedro, Pedro Pascales. I think
Yeah.
his name. Yeah, looks
Hey,
totally different, especially in that movie
He
that
was
we
in
watched.
that
brother.
movie on Netflix that we
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. He looks totally different.
Man, that dude. Anyway,
I like him though.
my next question for you guys: do you think, with what happened last episode, do you think that Danny is going to wait for Jon to show up before starting this war?
Absolutely not.
She's not gonna wait for him. Fuck no.
All right, so you
I
think
don't
Jon's
think-
going to end up showing up either afterwards or during the battle?
Oh, you mean okay? I do think she'll wait for the rest of her army to show up. I would hope.
Because she's traveling on foot.
honestly-
currently, or he's traveling on foot.
Honestly, I really think she's just going to go fucking crazy. Like, I really think she's just going to go in there.
With the
Like,
dragon
I
and
mean-
just start burning shit?
Honestly, like against everyone's best wishes, I think she's probably going to do that. Like she
I don't
looks
know. I think
so-
she's at least a little smarter than that, especially to take the dragon in there.
I
Because
think
you saw the walls.
if you were talking about her, let's say, like 10 episodes ago, like last season, I would agree with you. But it seems like she's this season, every episode she gets progressively more unhinged. Especially, and then now she.
Well, yeah,
she
but I mean,
lost,
think about it this way: she's lost her. She just watched her best friend die. She's lost.
She
one
watched
of
her best
children.
friend die. She lost Jorgen.
She
or-
lost 2 of her
not Jorgen.
children, actually.
Yeah, she lost 2 of her children. She lost what's his name?
Yeah, she lost Jorah,
Jorah, there you go.
and
Yeah,
Jon just pretty much gave her news that would make her entire fight that she's had null and void.
yes, but
Unless they
that's
get married.
almost the reasoning why I think, for the same reasons you think she won't, I think she will. Because I think at this point, like she's effectively lost everything, so I think she's kind of in what do I have to lose mood. At this point, and
I don't
all
know,
the people
just
who
with
advise
with
her,
all those ballistas on the walls.
all the people who advise her, though, she no longer really either has or trusts.
I think she's definitely gonna use the solar.
The what?
Yeah, she's gonna use the solar.
What the fuck is that?
Oh yeah, I forgot you didn't watch Dragon Ball Z.
No, I didn't.
Wait, you said the solar flare?
Yeah,
God damn it, Donnie.
they showed the scene. She's coming from clouds, and I'm assuming the sun's behind her.
Solar flare.
So yeah, I'm gonna guess she attacks before, and she does it
Oh,
smart.
see, I didn't see the previews for this week's, so I mean, I'm just going based off of my own personal feelings.
Oh, well,
I think she goes in. Like looking at the preview, I think she goes fucking in. I think she goes ham.
All right.
I think she
I
goes.
think she does burn. I think she does burn shit. She was gonna take it easy and try not to kill civilians. Now it's probably.
I think she
Off.
makes a ham and cheese sandwich.
You know, if she was smart, she would find out where they store all that fucking dragon fire shit, and then just burn that first.
If she knew it was there,
Yeah.
I think
Things-
Cersei's gonna probably end up using that as well.
Well, a lot of it got used already, but I
A lot that
think
they knew about, but I think the entire fucking place is like, over top of.
Well, the thing
tunnels.
is, I think she ended up having Qyburn start making more of that.
Oh yeah.
I think. I don't know.
I think Cersei has to be clinically insane to.
I think she's already established the fact that she is. Like with
I don't think-
everything that's happened in the previous years. Yeah.
It worked out where it was a brilliant tactical to not help that army and let them get to. They lost. That's the end of everything if they lose.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think she thought that she could. If they did lose, they would dwindle them down enough. Because I think she half believed them, not fully believed them.
Yeah, seeing one isn't seeing the horde. Like,
Yeah,
if she'd ever fought against them, she'd probably.
she'd be like,
It's
"Oh, man."
unbelievable that they won to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh, and Donnie, this is for you here. 1 second. As soon as I'm able to do it. There you go.
Visual things on an audio podcast again.
Well, it's specifically for Donnie. That's why I did it. You're fine.
What's this? This is. Oh, is that Grey Worm?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, he's got moves. Look at him. I'm not listening to it because I don't want it to be in the thing, but.
There we go. I never
The
signed over
crew
to
just
Jeff.
walking behind him like, what the
I like to think that this must be just an everyday occurrence, so no one just.
Yeah, it probably
cares.
is. It probably is. Like in between takes, they're just like, "Fuck it, we're going in."
So for the
I mean, he
for the
plays
listeners
such a
there,
serious character.
for the listeners there, that was Grey Worm singing into a bullhorn and dancing around.
And then Masande joined in.
Yeah. It would have been cool if they had Masandi join in, but she didn't have a head.
She's holding her head, like
Yeah.
No, it wouldn't.
I don't know how they pull that off. But
She shows up in that fucking waiting room in Beetlejuice. Remember? Am I the only one who remembers that movie? Yeah.
What?
All right.
Sorry, I'm hurt.
maybe.
I'm emotionally
trying to
hurt
think.
right now.
There was one where Beetlejuice, that's where he got his head shrunk down.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
He's
about.
just
okay,
sitting in a waiting
yeah,
room,
yeah.
and there was just like somebody holding their own head.
I got you now, sir. I got you. I understand what you're saying. Oof.
Oh man, deep pull on that one. Barely fucking made it out alive.
Well, you're not gonna want to hear this, but to me, you cut out again, so I didn't hear part of it.
You guys
You
want
know-
some back scratches?
Listen,
You want some back scratches right there?
not from that fucking guy. Who's
Is that
that
supposed
guy?
to be the Mad King?
Yes, the Mad King and his back scratches.
Did he have nails like that in the show?
I don't think so, dude.
I don't
This is
think
from
so.
the book, I think.
What is that
Yeah.
reminding me of?
As a meatsy?
No, there's with the fingernail thing. There's a movie that has a that, and I can't remember what.
He kind
Oh,
of looks
I
like
don't know.
that dude from, was it Big Trouble in Little China or something? Right? Isn't there that Chinese fucking bad guy at the end of that movie?
With nails?
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty gnarly. I don't know if he has long nails or not. Devin,
Yeah.
Big Trouble Little China. Pull up a picture of that guy.
Oh, Lopan? No. I mean, he has longer nails, but not like that.
That's like Lady Deathstroke long.
Oh, that's not a good picture for it. Here we go. My favorite picture from that show with him in there. Fuck, I love that movie so much.
God
But
damn.
no, his nails aren't that long. They're like there.
Yeah, all right. Still creepy. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit.
Come join me.
Well, fellas, Donnie, what do you? I mean, we kind of talked. What do you think's going to happen in the next 2 episodes? Did you already answer that question?
Jamie switches sides and then switches sides back because he can't fight Brienne. He realizes how crazy his sister is all over again. Good guys win. I don't think Danny goes mad.
I think Podrick loses some weight. He's putting on some weight there. You get
I think we find out what he did with those hookers.
I mean, that would be
Now,
a good ending.
What if it boiled down to essentially Jamie protecting Cersei in the throne room, everybody getting like banging on the doors trying to get in, and then Jamie kills Cersei, becomes the Queen Killer, same way he killed the Mad King.
I think that'll be the reason he doesn't betray her. I think that'll get him killed because he'll say he's not breaking this up.
Yeah, I kind of want to see Jamie do something in a fight though. Like I want to see him like losing a fight. He just takes his golden hand and like chucks it at somebody, hits him in the face, and stuns him long enough to stab somebody.
Accidentally catching a sword with it was pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, that was dope. But I kind of want to see him just like throw it at somebody, like just like do like a fist thrust in their direction and like hits him in the face and like just long enough for him to stab him.
See, I just want to see him club somebody with it.
For the longest time, I thought he was going to get a magical hand from. For the longest,
that'd be dope. Have a magical like wooden hand or some shit. It was like,
yeah. Well, I thought it'd be made of gold or something, but I thought he.
I mean, him with a hand back would be pretty hard to beat. Like he'd be a big asset. Like
yeah,
fucking huge asset. That's his primary sword handed too. Like he still does all right left handed. Like he still does pretty good with left handed. Like I wouldn't put him in like the top 5 anymore. But I mean, fuck it. I mean, he's still up there. Like
I mean, like, I wouldn't even say he's top 10, but he's better than your average.
You're not going to be like common soldier number 5, you know. And like honestly, I think like if him and his left hand right now in a 1-on-1 with swords, I think he would probably give Grey Worm a run for his money.
Grey Worm doesn't use a sword.
He uses a spear, but I mean, I'm sure he knows how to fight with one. But I mean, like, I think I think he would give Grey Worm a run for his money.
If Grey Worm's fighting with a sword, something's wrong somewhere.
Where's Dario? Where's Dario? Let's get Dario back in.
Yeah, where has he been?
He stayed behind. He just been chilling back there at the other place.
Yeah, isn't he back over in fucking?
Oh yeah, he's supposed to be in charge of. Is it Marine?
Yeah, he's in charge of Marine. He's fucking leading the lighting. What are they fucking called? The night company.
The Bastard Sons.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's leading them in Marine. That's what he's doing. Being a cool person.
You know who I'm sad? Like, okay, as a book reader, I was pissed when this character didn't show up. The big fat guy who always.
Oh yeah.
Who always gets cut anytime he's in a fight with someone.
Yeah, intentionally lets him get one cut.
Yep. Man, I love that guy.
You know who I really wish was in the show?
Who?
I can't remember her nickname. Catelyn.
Oh yeah.
What's her nickname?
The
Stoneheart, Lady Stoneheart.
Lady Stoneheart. Yep.
Yeah, I was really disappointed she wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. They missed a lot of stuff out of the books. That's for sure.
Yeah, people are saying, "Oh, the books will be the same as the show." I don't think so.
No, I don't think.
I mean,
so
I think that alone right there is enough to change Arya's story.
Yeah, I mean, because Lady Stoneheart's going to play a much bigger role in the book. She already has.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, in the very last book, didn't it end with the Hound about to be hung?
No.
Because I feel like he was at her mercy.
I don't think it was the Hound.
Maybe not. Somebody I didn't want to die. That's all I know.
Because right now, if I remember correctly in the books, the Hound was quote-unquote left for dead. And then somebody showed up at that monastery out in the middle of the pond. And they saw a gravedigger who was just chilling digging graves with a very unusually sized horse and the Hound's helmet.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You know who it was who was about to get hung from Lady Stoneheart?
Who?
I think it was the archer guy. The yellow something or other. Who is part of the Brothers Without Banners. He was like the super good archer person.
Gotcha.
Or either that or maybe Bran. Was it Bran? No.
No, I don't think she would hang Brienne. I don't know. I'm going to have to go back and reread them all, actually. I probably will once the show's over.
God damn it. Devin's muted again, I think.
No, I'm not. I'm sitting here looking at something real quick. Well, I mean, you guys are talking about the book. I'm not caught up in the books at all, so.
Oh.
But, I don't really mind about spoilers. You're not spoiling anything for me.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I just assumed...
No, I don't care. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm not...
Good job, Donnie. You ruined the books for Devin. Way to go.
Honestly, I haven't had time to read a book in a long time, and it's pretty upsetting. Yeah. But other than that, don't worry about it. Like, I mean, I'm not really... You're not spoiling anything for me. Books-wise, like, whatever. Spoilers don't bother me. Like, I can be just as surprised knowing something if I'm not. Like, it's no big deal.
Well, at least you know the book's not going to spoil the show.
Yeah, I mean, and even if it does, like, I don't care. Like, I don't, like, hearing a spoiler for me, doesn't ruin anything. It's just like, oh, all right, that happens.
Now, Donnie, let me ask you this as a book reader.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read the books before watching the show? Before even starting to watch the show?
Yes.
Did you prefer reading the books before watching the show?
I almost always do.
See, I was one of those rare occasions where I started reading the books after watching the show. Because I started really enjoying the show, and I was like, oh, these are books, and everyone's making a big, hubbub about this. I'll just go and read these books. And the part that I enjoyed most about it is anytime they mentioned a character's name, I could essentially put a face to them. So it helped me remember.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think something else I haven't said about when we're reviewing it or whatever, I don't think that it's necessarily been the best writing so far this season, in my opinion. At least it's left a lot for me to be desired.
Yeah.
But I think the directing has been as close to perfect as you can possibly direct something.
Yep.
But I mean, that being said, I said I was going to end with it. My final opinion: best show of anything I've ever watched. So, our best episode of anything I've ever watched was episode 3.
So you had a lot of criticisms about episode 3, but it was by far your favorite episode of any show that you've seen out there.
Yes.
So,
yes.
For all those people who disagree with Donnie's criticisms or have criticisms about Donnie regarding that, just keep that in mind. He still loves the show. He still loved that episode.
Criticize away, but make sure you send everything to Devin.
Yep. He'll ignore it promptly.
You're right.
Nice.
Because unlike Webby, I don't give a fuck.
I, on the other hand, would read each and every one of those criticisms and be like,
I'll read them.
Donnie, you should see what they're writing about you. And you'd be like, what?
I'd read them just to rip
say.
them a new one and be like, yo, I got to defend my boy. I got to defend Donnie. If you come on the show, I got to defend you first.
But if you disagree with me,
unless
I
you're that
challenge you to
fucking
give
guy
me
from
reason why.
guy from Virtual Tabletop, fuck him. Or whatever your company's called now. Fuck that guy. But
the guy who we helped out and he said he was gonna hook us up with some shit.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Past that though, like if you come on this show, I got you. I got your back. Show's a safe space. That's how we get people like Guy Fieri to come on the show. We tell them it's a safe space.
Yep.
And they believe me. So I understand.
They fucked up and believed him.
And I gotta stand strong. I gotta defend.
No, I mean, I stand behind my opinion, and I challenge somebody to give me an unbiased reason why I'm wrong. Don't say it because you enjoy the show. I enjoy it too. I can still step back and be critical of
You're
it.
wrong because I said so.
Well, you're gonna say, "Oh, because it's the best show ever," or something like that.
Best show ever. It's a good show, not the best show.
It's a very good show, and that episode, like I said,
best show ever is The Wire. Just saying.
Never
I've
seen
never
it.
seen it.
Missing out, but it's okay though. It's a great show.
Well, with that being said, Vin Diesel, if you're listening, this is a safe place. You're allowed on this show. And
We wanna talk
I
to
love
you-
all your movies,
We wa-
including The
we wanna talk-
Pacifier.
We want to talk to you about the pacifier. So if you're listening, please come on. And we can talk to you about the pacifier and how that helped you transition into being a real life father. I don't even know if he is a real life father. I'm just gonna go with it.
How did your role in The Pacifier better your role as Dominic Toretto?
He's like, oh, that's easy. He's like, oh, no, that's actually pretty easy. I just stopped taking Disney movies.
Right?
You heard it,
That's-
Disney. Go buy Fast and the Furious.
Gosh, please don't.
Don't tempt them, please. Actually, they can make it better. I'm just saying.
Well,
Fast and the Furious is very good. Don't get me wrong. I feel like Fast and the Furious needs to probably end at this point.
Yes, it should have already ended. Honestly,
It should have ended when Brian died.
yeah. They should have one more movie after that direct thing.
Spoilers for
Show.
IRL and
yeah. Yep.
a 10-year-old, 5 or 10-year-old movie. There you go.
Hey, have you seen the previews for Hobbs and Shaw or whatever?
Yeah, no, that
I
was
have not
fun
seen
as
it.
shit.
It looks pretty good.
Hobbs and Shaw looks fun as shit. Like Tyrese is really upset. But that's okay. Fuck Tyrese.
Why is he
whatever.
upset? Because he's not.
He was
in it?
really upset. No, he was upset because he was going through some shit or whatever, and he apparently needed money. And because of Hobbs and Shaw, they pushed back Fast and Furious or Fate of the Furious, or they pushed it back another year. So he didn't get paid because they pushed it back. So then he had like a tantrum, like I got to pay money for my kids, and he went. It was really fucked up.
Huh. Well,
I mean, that's the business, dude.
on that note, Tyrese, this is a safe place. Reach out if you want to come on here and vent about. I don't know, Fast and the Furious.
He posted a bunch of videos. That was one of them I just posted there.
Tyrese, come tell me why I'm wrong about Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we challenge you, and then I'm just gonna smack you down
Or
like the
Vin
little
Diesel.
bitch you is.
Or Vin Diesel. I don't think I could disagree with Vin Diesel.
I still would.
If he tells me I'm wrong. Like,
He needs to make another Pitch Black, not another Chronicles of Riddick. He needs to make another Pitch Black.
I would.
Agreed. Or
I
another
would watch
fucking
about
the last.
5 more movies.
I
than
would
that.
not mind another Last Witch Hunter movie. I'm just
No,
saying.
that would be
I
fun.
really
I'm
liked
not-
the Last Witch Hunter.
So did I.
My dad groaning in the background. All right. Well, on that note, everybody, we're just after the hour mark, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Donnie, where can people find you on the internet if they want to come criticize you?
At Jack's Forest Walker, all one word.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah, there you go. That's on Twitter, folks. Devin, where can people come find you?
You guys can find me on Twitch or Twitter at DMP_Pookie and on Twitch at Poo Killed Me, and also, as always, on eBay at the Mad eBay King.
And as always, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Jack's Forest Walker, all one word also. And on Twitch at DM Webby, and on eBay, searching for the Mad King eBay.
Yep, and also too, before we get off,
Oh yeah, that moment of zen with Devin.
moment of zen with Devin.
It never happens at the same exact time on any episode. Keeping you on your
Moment of
toes.
zen, people. You know what? In honor of that, the moment of zen for the day is an old Buddhist proverb: "When the student is ready, the teacher will appear." So it popped up now because you weren't ready to hear that moment of zen until right now.
And there you have it. Moment of zen with Devin.
Now you know.
And as always, everybody, fuck Booster Gold.
Namaste.
Yeah, you couldn't have waited until like the end of the outro music to say that. That would have been the perfect ending, but I just already started the outro music.
I can't hear the music, so it would have been like a weird time.
Yeah, I know.
Now.
Namaste.